Alright, so this is just a test video for the future of my Love of Shine YouTube channel. Really just making sure that the audio lines up with the video, because I've had issues with this particular camera before, even though it shoots in HD, which is awesome. The audio was way off during the recording of my daughter's Christmas concert, which was a bummer, and it seemed to get off more and more the longer the video was. So I don't necessarily anticipate really loading up long videos onto YouTube. I'm not going to do I don't know if I'm going to do full product reviews or anything crazy like that, but maybe just more rants and raves about certain products and brands and stuff like that. So anyway, so as this being a test video, what we're looking at here, and I'm not even looking at where I'm pointing the camera, so but the Love of Shine is basically a place for me to put different car care products that I'm using. It started out as a Facebook page probably about a year ago, and I just put up whatever I washed my car with that day. I was really getting into trying different products and different brands and things like that, and it really kind of kicked off kind of going back and revisiting Turtle Wax. I had purchased some Turtle Wax ice sealant actually after they'd already stopped making it, but I found some on Amazon for a really good price and decided to give it a try. And I hadn't used Turtle Wax in a very, very long time. It's something that I was very familiar with. My older brother and my dad and stuff had used it for years. So I figured after years of car washing using mostly Meguiar's that I'd kind of go back and revisit Turtle Wax, and I ended up hitting it a little bit harder than I had originally anticipated, because I ended up trying every single soap that Turtle Wax has out right now, and they actually have a new one coming out. It's actually starting to appear right now, but I'm waiting for it to hit Walmart so I can get the Walmart price on it. But anyway, so it went into and it kind of expanded from there to getting a bunch of different Meguiar stuff that I've had over the years, stuff that I haven't tried yet. Same thing with Mother's and some other brands and stuff that I hadn't tried. Eventually gave in and started going with Chemical Guys stuff. The Chemical Guys pricing, I don't want to say scared me off, but just basically kept me away from trying their products because their price point is pretty high, and I couldn't really see a value in spending the extra money over, say, like a Mother's or Meguiar's for their stuff. But then later on, looking into basically just reading the back of the directions of this citrus wash right here and seeing that it's more concentrated, where most of Chemical Guys stuff, where pretty much every brand out there is 1 ounce per gallon of water, and I typically use 5-gallon buckets for the most part with about 4 gallons of water in it. So I'm using 4 ounces of wash per use. When I looked at that citrus wash at Walmart for like 17, 18 bucks, I'm like, man, that's a lot of money for 64 ounces, where 64 ounces of Mother's was between $7.50 and $10. So big price difference. But I read the directions, and it's only 1 ounce of product per bucket. And I figured, well, there's no way that'll work. But I decided to try it, because if it does work, it's a solid value. And sure enough, it worked pretty well. It's not, super lubricious in the bucket, but it does foam well. So you still get a slick wash when you're running the sponge, the microfiber sponge, over the surface. So I ended up, I don't know, falling in love might be a little intense, but really liking the chemical guy stuff that I was using. It at 1 ounce per bucket. You only use, so 1 ounce is basically 2 tablespoons in an entire bucket of wash. So you're using 1/4 of the amount of product as you would any other, whether it be that Turtle Wax ice there. That Mirror Bright kind of has weird instructions. We'll get into that another time. So a 64-ounce container of that citrus wash there by Chemical Guys will last 4 times as long as a 64-ounce wash from these other guys. So, that kind of sent me through trying tons and tons of different stuff. Eagle One, their Nano Wax wax as you wash has gotten really good reviews. Not necessarily one of my favorites. It is nice and slick in the bucket, and I think there's been some things going on with Eagle One as a whole right now. They kind of disappeared for a while, came back about a month ago when SEMA was going on, talking about not necessarily rebranding, but just changing up their look, their packaging and stuff like that. And I've been trying to hit their website, and the website's down, so I have no idea what's going on with that. Trying new stuff back there. We've got some Voodoo Ride, which I was actually a fan of. It's one that I was looking forward to trying. It was $10 on their website. Didn't really want to spend that on a soap that I haven't tried. Thankfully, Pep Boys carried it, and they're always offering 25% off on most of their products. So I ended up getting it for in their price, I think it was $9, so it ended up being $6 something for and a free site to store pickup. So ended up enjoying that one a lot. But still, ice here, one of my favorites. Picked up a ton of that starting about this time last year, because Turtle Wax was coming in with their Carnauba wash and wax, and kind of trying to push their Carnauba cleaner wax, Carnauba spray wax, all that stuff. And it was pushing the ice products off of the Walmart shelves, especially this wash and wax here, as well as their paste wax and things like that. So those products are still out there, but Walmart was taking them off their shelves to make room for the new Turtle Wax stuff coming in. So what was normally a $10 wash at auto parts stores, $7.50 at Walmart, I was getting for $5. $4, I think, was the lowest I found it on clearance. Couldn't pass that up. One of my favorite soaps. I was surprised by that. And really, like I said at the beginning of this, I was going through and trying every single Turtle Wax car wash, even stuff that they don't even show on their website. It's just specific to AutoZone or specific to Pep Boys. Just random washes, and we'll kind of get more into that on another video. But those were truly horrible soaps. And, Turtle Wax gets a bad rep because of stuff like that, because of Zip Wax. They're low-end stuff. It's a lower-end brand, entry-level price point, but their low-end stuff is awful. Totally awful. It's bad soap. The suds don't last. It doesn't add any lubricity to the water. And I've even had it where just working through those specific soaps totally takes the wax right off your car. So totally garbage soaps. And I went through a bottle of their Carnauba stuff that came out, like I said, about a year ago, and it was okay. That came out at $10, and they wanted to use 2 ounces per gallon. So you're just going through twice as much of that product as the ice. Now it's down to about $6-ish, which makes it a little better value, but it's still not that great of a soap. So really the only Turtle Wax stuff that I would recommend right now is the ice. Their new stuff that's coming out is an ice snow foam. We'll see how that goes. I saw a guy on YouTube. He picked it up at AutoZone, so it's coming out now. But he dropped $15 on it, which even he said is just ridiculous for a Turtle Wax soap. But my guess is because AutoZone's the first to get it, there's no price balance there. So we'll see how much it ends up being once it gets to Walmart, and that's when I'm going to get it. So, but basically that's a quick rundown. I've tried every soap up here so far through 2018. Going into 2019, we're going to try that Turtle Wax when it comes out. There's a new Mother's Speed Wash and Wax that's coming out. And then they have a triple action wash, which I may look into. I haven't been able to see much information on it yet, but it's, from what I'm thinking it might be, is a variable strength soap, similar to Meguiar's Super Soap that ended up showing up at some Walmarts over last year now, 2018. And then Turtle Wax has a Max Power, I think it's called, which is the only Turtle Wax soap I haven't tried. But any of those soaps I wouldn't use on a regular basis personally, because as you increase the strength, it'll actually strip the wax, which is what I have the Meguiar's Super Soap for, just for that. So if I'm taking wax off before polishing, claying, stuff like that, then I will use the double strength of that so I can get all the old wax off. The Turtle Wax Max Power has 3 different strengths. So you have your basic wash, your heavy wash, and then your wax stripper. With that, you need a lot more soap than what you need with the Meguiar's Super Soap, and they're pretty close in price point. But with the Turtle Wax stuff, to strip the wax, you'd be blowing through that soap like crazy. So I decided not to try that one because I've already got the Meguiar's and it works really well. So again, depending on the price point that the Mother's comes out with, and if it's the same kind of soap, I probably won't try that one either. I'll just stick with their Speed Wash and Wax, and mostly because any soap that is designed to strip wax at a higher concentration, I just don't, even though I do measure out my soap pretty well, I just don't feel comfortable using that on a regular basis in case the measurement's off or whatever. I don't want anything that's capable of taking wax off to be used on a regular basis. I'm just using it specifically for times where I need that wax off, which isn't often. So I don't really want to try those kinds of soaps. So really there's only 2 other soaps that I can think of at this point that will be new tries in 2019. The rest of it I'll just be going through what we have up here. Most of the new tries are going to be down on this shelf. I tried several of these. Pretty much everything off on this left side is stuff that I've tried this year or previous years. Through here I've got a lot of different spray waxes, a couple waxes you dries that I haven't tried yet. I've got the Meguiar's Mirror Bright polishing wax, which I'm going to use here maybe in a month or so, depending on how this winter weather plays out, to try it across the hood of the Armada. I've got some old, even before we bought it, some old sap pits in the hood that I'm just trying to kind of level off. So I'm going to try, I've tried various stuff on there just to see how it works. Like the Zymol Cleaner Wax. I've done the Turtle Wax Ice compound. So I'm going to try a polishing wax by Mirror Bright. I'm really digging the old style package on there. Good job, Meguiar's, on that. So we'll see how the product is later on. And then Meguiar's right behind that has the brand new for 2019 3-in-1 cleaner wax. So I'm going to try that on the hood as well. And behind that, kind of peeking through, if you can see it, a little dark back there, is the new Meguiar's ceramic wax. I ordered that on Black Friday because they had 10% off. They were their web store is the first one to even get the products. And then they offered 10% off, and then at $50 you get a cool free detailer's bag. So had to have that ceramic wax right away. I was super excited to get it, knowing that going into the winter months I really wasn't going to be able to try it, and I'm probably not going to put it on until June. Is kind of my thinking on that, because I do want to kind of work through some of these other more general spray type waxes before getting into the ceramic. So June's going to be that, the ceramic wax on the Armada right around that time, because in the next month or so, Turtle Wax also has a shine and it's called a shine and seal or a shine and protect, something like that, part of their ice line as well. They don't specifically say it's ceramic, but also what I want to do when I get the ceramic on the Armada is put this Turtle Wax shine and seal on the Forerunner, and then kind of see which one lasts longer. And it may not be a great comparison because the Forerunner gets used more. But that's kind of also why I want to wait till June. The weather will be kind of balanced out by then, obviously. And I'm going to be using both vehicles to get through this line of spray waxes here as well. So it'll kind of get me through that quicker. But I don't want to try any of the ceramic or any of the other sealants now as a longevity test, since we're in the middle of snow and salt and all that crap, which, it would be a good test to see how it holds up against that kind of stuff. But I want to see how it lasts in a more mild, through more mild seasons before I get into next winter. And whichever one kind of wins out will end up going on both vehicles. As of right now, my very, very, very favorite that I've tried, and I do have some Meguiar's Ultimate Wax back that I haven't tried yet, which is what this Turtle Wax Ice Paste Wax is really going head to head with. So I can't say that the ice is better than the Meguiar's, but this Ice Paste Wax is my favorite right now. Goes on fairly well, comes off fairly well, as long as you don't let it sit for a long time. I learned that the hard way. Put it on the Forerunner, let it sit for a while, and it was a pain to get off. Put it on which made me kind of nervous to use on the Armada because it's a bigger vehicle. But I let it sit for a shorter time, and it came off great. And it's been November, about a month and a half-ish now, going on 2 months, and that protection is still fantastic on there right now. So right now that's my favorite sealant, which is why I chose to put that on the Armada going into the wintertime. Behind that is the Meguiar's Paint Protect, which I decided to practice, or try that out on the Forerunner. Went on great. Questionable protection, not quite sure on that. So it just doesn't, it seems to sheet more than bead, and it kind of sticks when I rinse it off. But that's kind of where we are for now. So there's my test shoot. Thanks, and goodbye.